Greetings, my name is Amber Williams. I am the superintendent of Posen-Robbins School District 143 and a half, and I will be presenting our district's improvement planning process. The purpose of the district improvement plan is to identify and communicate to all stakeholders district-level goals that address student needs that are supported by strategies based on data analysis and are aligned to strategic district-level resourcing. The stakeholders of our district are one, administrators, that is the superintendent, assistant superintendent, directors of departments, and school administrators such as principals and assistant principals. Second, it's the staff, which includes teachers, instructional coaches, and department chairs. Most importantly would be the families that our district represents, which includes parents, guardians, students, or parent liaisons. And of course, the community. The community could include local businesses, municipalities, or churches, community centers, or clergy. The driving force behind a district improvement plan is the district's mission. The mission of Posen-Robbins School District 143 and a half is in partnership with staff, students, and community. Our mission is to provide an educational environment that will enable all students to develop college and career readiness skills and to prepare students to be responsible, contributing citizens in a diverse and technologically changing world. Our vision is what we work towards every day. Day in and day out, we work towards a vision that every school will be a thriving school that prepares every student to graduate from high school to be ready for college, career, and community. There are three sections of the Posen-Robbins District Improvement Plan. The first section is the district profile. The district profile includes demographic information about the district. The second section is district data sources and management systems, which includes student achievement and assessment data. And lastly is the action plan, which includes objectives, goals, and systems for monitoring. The key indicators of the district improvement plan are number one, student success, which includes student proficiency, student growth, English language proficiency, and co-curricular involvement. The second indicator is the learning environment, which includes student to teacher ratio, student attendance, staff credentials, and staff retention. Third is finance and operations, which includes expenditure, revenue, tax rate, education expenditure, and funding. And then there is community engagement, which includes community service and community partnership. These indicators can be located on the strategic dashboard on the Posen-Robbins website. Some facts about Posen-Robbins School District. According to the Illinois Report Card, Posen-Robbins, as you can see by the name, is located in Posen and Robbins. We do service parts of Harvey, Markham, and Blue Island. Our district is about 61% Hispanic and about 34% African American, with the rest in other being white or Indian or Asian. And our district is 92% low income. Additional data about the district is that 36.6% of our students are English language learners, and 11% have IEPs or individualized education plans. Here is some information about the academic progress of Posen-Robbins School District. According to the Illinois Assessment of Readiness, 20% of our students met or exceeded on the assessment, and that's in reading, and 9% met or exceeded in math, or are proficient in math. Although those percentages seem a bit low, we did show a significant amount of growth. According to the Illinois Assessment of Readiness, we reached 40 46% growth in ELA, and 52% growth in math. And in science, on the science assessment, ISA, 41% of our students are proficient. The science assessment is taken in 5th and 8th grade. Now we're going to talk about the framework that we will use for our district improvement process. At the center of everything we do are our students. The first step is figuring out where we are now. And to do that, we look at our current data and we analyze our profile. Next, we figure out where do we want to be. And to do that, we identify goals, objectives, and targets. From there, step 3, we figure out how do we get to where we want to be. And that is we begin an action plan with activities for implementation. Step 4, we figure out who's going to do what, getting the right people on the right seats on the bus. So that's the responsible persons and their roles and their timeline for getting their jobs done. Step 5, we figure out what do we need to get where we need to be. That would be identifying our resources, professional development, and budget needs. Step 6 is ongoing monitoring. How are things going? Monitoring tools, data sources, and evidence. And then adjusting those targets and action plan if need be. And lastly, step 7 is what we're doing to make a difference, results and outcomes, evaluation of the plan, and then repeating the steps. As you can see, our framework is in a circular motion because it is ongoing. And now let's look at a breakdown of how the district improvement plan works at each of our schools. We have 5 schools within the district. Keller is our middle school, which services grades 6 through 8. We have 2 K through 3rd building, Childs Elementary and Gordon. We have 1 intermediate school, which is Posen, 4th through 5th. And then we have 1 pre-K to kindergarten school, which is Turner Elementary. As we look at the schools within our district improvement plan, we are going to start at the top and work our way down, meaning the higher grades, and work our way down to the lower grades. So we are going to start with the middle school, Thomas J. Keller Middle School, which services grades 6 through 8. Here is an overview of Keller. Keller has 456 students. The enrollment has been declining. It used to average about 500 students, and since COVID and over the years, the enrollment has declined. Keller's demographics reflects the districts pretty much because Keller is the only middle school that all the schools feed into. So the Hispanic population is 61%. 34% African American, and 1% other. 10% of the students are SPED with IEPs, 30% are English language learners, and then 99% of our students are low income with free and reduced lunch. And our teachers, 51% of them have a master's degree or higher. Some strengths and weaknesses of Keller Middle School. Areas of strengths are that Keller has 90-minute blocks of instruction for ELA, math, science, and social studies every day, and then 45 minutes for encore classes such as art, PE, health, computers, and journalism. Students are offered a multitude of programs, which includes after school, Saturday school, and athletics. There are Tier 1 activities to support social and emotional needs throughout the school, promoting a positive environment and targeted behavior. And of note, we have maintained a commendable rating from the state of Illinois for the past 2 years and last school year. And our attendance rate is above 90%. Some areas of concern at Keller are that based on the Illinois Assessment of Readiness, which we already covered, our proficiency or attainment is low, with ELA being at 20%, math at 9.75%, and science at 40%. So that is an area of concern that we would like to improve our level of attainment on the state assessment. According to the 5 Essential Survey, we were ranked overall that we were more than average in the categories of having effective leaders, collaborative teachers, a supportive environment, and ambitious instruction. One area where we were ranked just average is parent involvement, which we would like to improve through this district improvement planning process. The specific goals for Keller Middle School are number 1, student growth. Within the student growth goal, there are 3 objectives for each grade level for improvement on the NWEA benchmark assessment, which is given in the fall, winter, and spring. Number 2, data-based instruction and PLCs. Keller Middle School has daily PLCs on topics such as English language learners, data, curriculum, RTI behavior, and RTI academic. And the objectives are targeted towards improving in those PLC meetings. Goal number 3, classroom best practices. District-wide, we use the Tier 1 behavior management plan called CHAMPS. CHAMPS is a way to set structure throughout the building and in the classrooms. And so our classroom best practices are around walkthroughs, implementing CHAMPS, and social emotional curriculum, or SEL. And last but certainly not least is stakeholder engagement. We would like to have more parent involvement, more parent events, and conduct and analyze stakeholder surveys to gain input on these processes. Now that we've identified the specific goals and objectives for Keller Middle School, we have to talk about how we're going to monitor those goals and objectives. The first thing we will look at is what activities or building initiatives are in place. Keller Middle School will have a monthly school improvement team meeting in which the stakeholders of the school will complete a spreadsheet and upload and put dates, specific dates, for all the activities that they have taking place in the school. And then within that template, they will identify who is responsible for seeing those goals through or those activities. For example, could it be the administrator, the principal or assistant principal, the teacher, director, students, parents? And then they will have a timeline for people in those roles to implement their different activities. And of course, the most important thing is identifying the system for monitoring. And so on their template, they will show what they are doing to monitor their activities. What are the data sources they are using, such as NWEA or classroom assessments. And they will show evidence of implementation. For example, if they had a parent meeting, they would have the sign-in sheet from the parent meeting. So those are the strategies that we will use to monitor those goals and objectives being met. And now we will go on to Posen Intermediate School. Posen is the next level after the middle school, which is 4th and 5th grade. Posen reflects Keller a lot because, again, all these schools feed into Posen. So the enrollment is 240 students. The demographics are pretty much identical, as well as the income level and the teacher demographics. Posen survey results are centered on their parents. And so their survey results reflect that their parents would like to be more informed about programs and activities. They do feel that they were offered opportunities to be involved, but that could also be improved. And they feel like they could be more offerings for improved skills. And so overall, Posen did get a good rating of an A or a B. And now we're going on to the goals and objectives for Posen School. As you can see, the goals and objectives look very similar, actually identical to Keller Middle School. The reason why is because as superintendent, I felt it was very important for the goals of each school to be consistent. And so the 4 goals that each school identically have in their school improvement plan are student growth, data-based instruction in PLCs, classroom best practices, and stakeholder engagement. Now, the objectives will vary from school to school. Posen School, for their objectives, actually target a subgroup of ELL. For data-based instruction in PLCs, they want to work with their instructional coaches and their teachers and the administrative team towards their weekly collaboration. A difference with stakeholder engagement for Posen is that they have a PTA or PTO versus a PTA, and they want to increase parent involvement. Classroom best practices is the same for Keller and Posen because CHAMPS, which is our discipline model, is a district-wide initiative. So CHAMPS is reflected in all 5 of our schools. Look familiar? Similar to the goals being consistent across the district, the system for monitoring is consistent across the district. So this is the same from Keller to Posen School, the activities, who's responsible, and how are we monitoring. And last but certainly not least, we will look at Gordon Elementary School. So we started with the older students, Keller, 6th through 8th grade, and then we went to Posen Intermediate, which is our 4th, 5th grade building. And now we are going to take a look at Gordon Elementary School, which is our kindergarten through 3rd grade building. Here is the overall demographics for Gordon Elementary School. It takes a look at gender by grade level, boys and girls. Then it looks at ethnicity. If you look at the purple, that represents Hispanic, which, as you can see, is the majority of our district. Then it takes a look at students with IEPs and limited English proficiency. And now we will look at Gordon's strengths and weaknesses according to the Illinois Empower Survey. Areas of strength include continuous improvement, shared leadership, management and operations, educator and employer quality, and family, community, and engagement. All of these areas received a score of a 3 or accomplished. Areas of concern, according to the Empower Survey, are culture and climate and student and learning development, which received a score of 2 or emerging. Okay, and now we will look at Gordon's goals and objectives. As we mentioned, the goals are the same for a level of consistency across the district, which are student growth, data-based instruction in PLCs, classroom best practices, and stakeholder engagement. Gordon School tends to have higher achievement, so they've set the bar high with their student growth for 85% on the NWEA assessment. Gordon is also more advanced in their PLCs, so for their objectives, they have gotten to the level of creating common formative assessments and disaggregating data. And they have also targeted their subgroups within their PLC. Gordon also is top-notch with their stakeholder engagement. They have a monthly blue ribbon meeting to develop and monitor their school improvement plan. They have a PTA that is very involved, so they will have monthly meetings. And then, of course, with classroom best practices, as we mentioned, CHAMPS is a district-wide initiative which is reflected in all of our buildings, and so that is a common objective across the schools. And reflected in all of our schools is our district-wide system for monitoring, which is to identify the activities and initiatives, who's responsible, and a system for monitoring. At Posen Robbins School District, quality curriculum and instruction is our focus. One part of our curriculum and instruction is that we have pacing guides for every grade level and every content readily available on our district website. We have new curriculum in all grade levels and contents. For example, in Keller Middle School, we just adopted a new curriculum called My Perspectives for ELA and Reveal for math. We have Wonders curriculum for our K through 5th grade, as well as Go Math. We offer ongoing professional development. One example of our ongoing professional development is a series with Dr. Danielle Dickey on performance-based objectives and gradual release. We also have had an ongoing series with NWEA and Solution Tree on our PLC work. We recently had Dr. Sonia Whitaker do a culturally responsive walkthrough and professional development. Also under the curriculum and instruction umbrella for our district is our programs and activities. At Keller Middle School, we have National Junior Honor Society. At Posen and Keller, we have National Junior Beta. We have, for all 3rd through 8th grade, we have after school, summer school, our Saturday school, which we call Fun Factory, and athletics. So as you can see, as a part of our district improvement planning, curriculum and instruction is a huge investment and the core of all that we do. At the heart of our district improvement is technology. Posen Robbins School District is a technology-forward district. We are now one-to-one with student Chromebooks. Every student in our district has access to a one-to-one Chromebook. We have installed ClearTouch boards in addition to smart boards in every classroom. We offered Google Classroom Level 1 certifications to our staff. 90% and above of our staff are Google Level 1 certified. Google Classroom is the platform for remote learning for our district. We have a vast amount of software available to our students and staff, such as iExcel, Google Classroom, the Google Suite, Microsoft Teams, and so on. And all of our curriculum are also available online. We have new document cameras that we have made available to all of our teachers, and we have technology coaches that meet with our teachers in PLC to give them strategies and new ideas with technology. It has been my pleasure to present the Posen Robbins School District Improvement Planning process to you. We have a comprehensive plan that includes the district stakeholders towards meeting specific goals and objectives towards improvement. If you have any questions, feel free to contact myself, Amber Williams. Thank you.